so locked in. There it is. That was good.
Hello, I'm Steve Peterson.
And I'm Jack Hinkle, and thank goodness we clapped together because last episode did not.
That was a dinger.
This was good.
That was a good one.
Good prep.
And then I kind of got thrown off in the pitch because you started talking.
Because I started saying words.
Singing words.
Sorry.
But that was good. I'm Steve Peterson. That's Jack Hinkle, right?
Technically John, if we want
John,
to go
John
there.
Jack.
Yeah.
Welcome to Chops Podcast, where we're
Thank you.
here to talk about
Oh, you're not welcome.
knowing your students, knowing your teaching, and knowing your content.
Mm-hmm.
Chops. Knowing your craft. What's up, Jack?
Oh, we are locking in today. We had a half day today. Very short day of school. And then filled up with staff meetings in the afternoon. Hey, speaking of staff meetings, I used your line today. They were asking about best ways to reach kids and that are they said kind of kids that are kind of on the sidelines.
Okay. Reaching kids in the sidelines.
Yeah, how do you what does a kid look like they're not being distracting, they're not being disruptive, but they're also not the high flyer overachiever. What does that look like on the sideline? How do you reach them? And I just use your line. I think you got to get to every kid every day.
Oh, you said that?
I did.
Oh, thanks, Jack.
I did, and I'm giving you credit here. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Half day as well. We had a in-service over talking about alternative ed procedures and philosophies and visions and keywords. So that was good to meet with the team for a couple hours. We had a half day, so that doesn't really affect our schedule because we see students in the morning or in the afternoon. So we saw our AM students, not our PM students.
So the PMs really luck out?
PM's luck out. Now, where the AM can make it up is if you have a 2-hour delay.
Oh, because only the PM kids come to school.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
So it kind of balances out. There's a little bit of, oh, yay, when they find out about the schedules. And so, but today was our second half day. Our school does half days once a month to do in-service and PD.
Yeah, 17-minute classes.
Right, and we talked about that last week.
We did. We talked about it last week.
Right.
We kind of, predicted it. They were fun. They were a good time. We did key signature, rapid fire today in music theory.
Okay, how'd that go?
It's a good time. They all stand up. They have to say a key signature to sit down. I think I've talked about that on here.
Yes.
And then we did some intervals. They're better at key signatures than they are intervals. Intervals are hard.
Like singing perfect fourth?
No, they see a perfect fourth on a screen and they have to say perfect fourth. Or, so on. So, we're getting it in there. It's still October.
How are your students doing looking at a interval versus singing an interval?
Oh, they're much better looking, I'm sure.
Okay.
Much better. Yep.
But in AP theory, it's not so much about singing perfect fourth. It's more about knowing the relationship of that.
If you can sing so do. Yeah,
right.
There you go. Yeah. So were your AM kids, do they have any, they don't really care that it's a half day, right?
No.
Because every day is a half day.
Every day is a half
so
day.
It just felt like a normal day of school
Just
for
felt
them.
like a normal day.
Oh, that's kind of sad. They kind of miss out on that, They're kind of
They do.
Ooh.
But when the 2-hour delay comes
delay
in,
thing, that's a
if
school
you're an
closure.
AM student, you have the day off. You're excused.
So they're in a small population of school that's probably wishing for 2-hour delay as opposed to e-learning. They're like, come on.
Exactly.
Hold.
Right.
Hold.
They don't have, there's no makeup or anything.
Yeah.
So they're in.
There you go.
But what are we? We're in what is this, October 11th?
Something like that.
No, it's not.
No, it's the 8th.
8th. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and one more big thing. We found out the Concord Marching Minutemen are going to Macy's.
Yeah.
2026. I did post a TikTok about that today.
Awesome.
It's
so
out
you
there.
told the students?
We had a big meeting yesterday morning.
A huge
meeting. The kids actually thought they were in trouble, which was kind of funny. Because there was an announcement that was made, band has to come and meet with administration regarding an issue. I think was the word issue at 8:20 a.m. First period class. So the kids were like, "Oh no, what did we do?" But then they walked in and they're like, "There are news cameras here. Either we're really in trouble or this is a good thing." So yeah, we had a Macy's rep come up on stage, present a $10,000 mega check like Michael Scott had in the fun run.
No.
Yeah, that's all I can think about when I see that check. Yeah,
What about was it on Good Morning America or something?
it was on the Today Show.
Today Show.
Yeah, they had I watched the clip. They had the Yukon marching band, come out and perform on the Today Show, and the Yukon band just thought they were performing there. And then like the anchors were like, "Hey, by the way, you guys are on Macy's next year." And the band freaks out and they said, "And here are your 10 high school marching bands." And they just did the text flyby.
Okay.
So yeah, we were on there. So it is true. It is legit.
That is very exciting.
2026. It was very fun for everyone in the room, except for possibly the seniors who figured out very quickly they could not be a part of it. But
Right.
they're still happy for their bandmates.
I'm sure.
So yeah, that's what's
That
going
is
on in the
very
Concord Band World.
exciting.
Yep, going to New York.
Start spreading the news.
I've never been to Macy's though, and all my friends were because I graduated the year. I was like the seniors that they announced it when I was a senior.
You were. That's right.
So I never went. So now I finally get to go.
Oh,
It's fun.
that's fun. That's a
Yeah.
great trip. That's like the best trip.
Hope to
It
meet
is
a celebrity.
Celebrity.
There it is.
Okay, so are we talking about pet peeves?
Yes.
Is that what we're calling it?
Is there a better? You got something else?
What really grinds my gears?
What grinds our gears. What grinds our gears.
Really puts a bee in my bonnet.
Okay, what are your pet peeves of teaching, Steve?
One that has really started to gain momentum in the last couple of years across many students is having a one-on-one conversation with students. You ask them a question. Hey, did you get that quiz turned in? It was due Thursday by 3. Did you get it turned in? And usually there is a bit of silence. I'll just stop.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
you
then
do.
ask it again.
Yep.
And there's been some students that I know have had hearing problems. That I know that is a legitimate concern. And then I speak slower and stronger to make sure they hear. But 99.99999% of the students, that is a response that comes out before they process anything.
True.
And it just, to me, it just seems like, oh, by the way, I wasn't listening to you. I was playing something else in my mind. Now that you asked me a question, I have to pay attention. What was it? Is that true?
I concur. I agree. I think that's true. Yeah, I get the wait what's, and that it's the same thing. Like drives me nuts. Like I'm like, don't wait what me. I've said that on this podcast before. Yeah, they do that. And you are kind to give the pause, ask again.
What is yours?
That was on my list to bring up, the wait what. But when I get those, I usually go, don't wait what me.
Yeah.
I spoke very clearly and articulate. Like, try again. But you're right. I do think it's reactive. In their defense, I do find myself do that sometimes. Or like someone will ask me a question, I'll go, what? But then I'll answer the question immediately.
Okay.
So it is like a reflex.
You mean like when students ask you a question or like other adults?
No, just personal life, like people in my life, outside of work.
Oh, I'm going to have to be aware of that now.
They're like, where do you want to go for dinner? What? Oh, I don't know. Table? Something like that, That's I think I do that. And then I catch myself. I'm like, you're just like them, Jack. Like, don't do that. But I'm with you. I do think there's some sort of reflexive something.
It is, I don't know. I don't take it like super personally. I'm not like really mad, but it is just kind of, I think it is a consideration. Or it's an idea of being considerate to the person that you're listening to, and it speaks of attention skills.
It could also be a discomfort with silence. I think some adults are quite skilled when they're asked a question. They're okay to just think and then speak. There are some people that will always go, do a stutter word. There are people that might do like a sound, like before they say something. So I think that kids may like just pick up on that habit and then, make it something like that of their own.
So it's part of what they do each time is kind of like the rhythm of the way they speak almost.
Yeah, they're pulling the chain on the lawnmower to get it going before it starts.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay. What about you?
Okay. My recent one, this is like very specific. After I updated my iPad, I try to take attendance on Power School, and when I click the fill code, my iPad crashes. That is like the most frustrating thing every morning. It's like the announcements finish, and I'm going one device right now. One device. So I keep my scores on there, and I have all the announcements on there and my slides. But first period, Jazz 2, the school does their own announcements in the morning, and there's a slideshow that the teachers put on their TV. So I have that slide going. That starts like right as the bell rings at 8:20. I'm clicking through the slides. Kids are watching, paid attention. We say the pledge. They sit back down, and then I try to take attendance as fast as I can. And the kids are just like looking at me, like waiting, like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, I'm doing this because I got to tap every kid's name to hit IP now because I can't hit the click all.
Select all.
So I just have to go tap. And then I have to get rid of the screen because it like lets you pick like ABU, IP, or TDC.
Right.
And I have to tap that and then tap away from it so I can tap the next kid. So I have to tap my iPad like 50 times every morning right now. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Okay, so that happens on your iPad. What about marching band when you have a lot more kids?
My marching band, I use the iPad for marching band, not the Pro. And that one is so old it can't update to the new one. It can't get the same update, so that one's fine. It's only my big bougie Pro iPad. Yeah. So that one's fine. But every class I'm like clicking on every kid. I'm like, I am so
That's
dumb.
Frustrating. Well, and especially when you want to get going.
Yes.
Right. And you're like, just hang on a second. Like I gotta set this. Oh.
Yeah. So I think technology things, when technology doesn't work exactly the way you want it to, like
okay.
But again, that's like a very minimal thing in the grand scheme of school. But I'm breaking up with Power School right now. We're having relationship issues. It's not good. It's not good. That's one that comes to my mind.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep going.
Mine, another one would be the PA announcements and bells and warning bells and random phone calls that don't get picked up on the intercom. And like I remember in the band room, which we call B135, has a loudspeaker, not even like an audio. It's just like a megaphone.
It's a literal megaphone.
That's like really piercing. It sounds like you're in a submarine. And sometimes it's connected to the phone system, but sometimes it just sounds like somebody picked up the phone.
Yes.
But nobody's there.
That happened today. Were you in the school for that?
No.
But that's amazing. You brought that
annoying.
That somebody made an announcement, and they do it from a phone, like a landline,
so
right?
Didn't hang it up.
They didn't hang it up.
Right.
And all you hear is,
it's
and
amazing.
then finally it went, like I thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
I thought I was hearing stuff, and I'm like, no, it's not happening. And then finally somebody must have hung it up because it went silent, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. And also, the number of times that the school day gets interrupted by the beep, 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 and the loudness of it, like in the band room, it was always super loud. Like
super loud.
It was like uncomfortable. But now I work with the Move Up Academy, and the Move Up Academy is technically high school, but we're in the 5-6 intermediate school. So when beep, 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 teachers, please don't count attendance yet. We have a bus late. Does not apply to us.
Right.
Beep, beep, beep. Good morning, CIS. This is Danny with today's announcements. Does not apply to us. So we're a guest in the school, but our intercom is still attached to that, probably for like emergency reasons, right? If there's a fire or a lockout or something like that. But you kind of go through that, and interesting, the speaker is right above my desk. So if I'm meeting with a student one-on-one, they'll start. I'm just like, pause. Okay.
Yeah.
That adds to the activity of a day, and I think just probably any school is like that. There's always random sounds going off from the office, right?
Yeah, that it's all the time. Or the kids delivering passes.
Speak to me.
Well, in the kids' defense, these are office workers that come deliver passes. The kids have to go to the dentist or whatever. They need a yellow piece of paper to get out of the school. A lot of those office aides have never come down to the music area before. And
right, and they don't know.
They don't know where to go. So most of the time, it's like, do you know this teacher? I'm like, yeah, that's me. Or I'll say, yeah, they're going to be in the multipurpose room, which is, and they're like, where? And I'm like, just follow the loud noises. Like, just go there. But sometimes they'll walk into the band room, and I'm like teaching jazz band, and we're playing. And of course, the band room is tiered steps. So they're looking, they're like, I don't know how to get down there. And so they just like freeze. And I just watch them, and they're just like standing there. And I'm like, you gotta come to me. Like eventually I just like, whatever. And then I just go back and get it. And then the kids stop, and I'm like, I don't know what you just sounded like. Let's do that again. I was distracted. But similar concept. It's like, there's a lot of passes that get delivered.
Passes, bell interruptions.
Not many phone calls.
Announcements. Nope, not usually. When it was a phone call in the band room, it was from like the secure entrance at the front.
Yeah.
I would always pick up the phone and go, hello, Domino's, or, Jet's Pizza. How can I help you?
Jet's Pizza. Deep cut. Wow.
Okay.
Yes. I remember you doing that.
Yeah.
I've never been brave enough.
Yeah.
Similar technology thing, the piano lab. Dude, the piano lab is kind of crumbling, just to let you know.
You sent me a video of a keyboard.
Oh
not
my
working.
gosh, that was so funny. A girl's like trying to play this piano, and she hits the keys, and then like 5 seconds later, it makes the sound. It's like this immense delay.
Is it like that every day?
Those pianos, we can't use them. It's the brown pianos.
The old ones?
Yeah, the good ones.
Yeah, the old time Clavinovas are a better buy than the new ones.
Yeah, the black ones are new, but they don't have all the bells and whistles.
Right.
And they don't have the toggle to be out
don't.
loud, so we just have to unplug.
Unplug and plug.
Oh, dude, and those of course are holding up fine. It's like when you buy a pair of sunglasses. If you buy the nice sunglasses, you lose them immediately.
Yep.
But the cheap ones, you could throw it off a cliff and it would show up in your pocket the next day.
Right.
That's how I feel about the black pianos.
Right.
But anyway, the power surges are now starting to flicker. So the kids come in and then they're like, my pianos won't turn on, which usually means like one of 6 things. But now it's like they have to plug them back. They have to turn on the power source because it must have like tripped it or something. I don't know.
The whole piano lab is a grid of pianos, 4 across, 5 deep. But it's all daisy chained together. Like each row is daisy chained with a surge protector that goes into another place that goes into the wall.
And the room's built for it. Like there are pillars in there with electrical, but a lot of cables. And the kids are like, where do I charge my iPad? I'm like, seriously? You can throw a rock and it's going to hit an outlet in this room. Like,
right.
Yeah, that one's a special one. Okay, here's a pet peeve that I think teachers will get behind. Kid does not do assignment for a while. Week goes by, 2 weeks go by. Week 3 hits, kid finally turns in the assignment. Less than 12 hours in the future, the kid emails you, hey, I turned it in. Can you grade this assignment for me? You ever get those?
Yes.
Those are so fascinating.
Yeah. The delay, but then expecting the immediate.
So you turned it in 3 weeks late, but you want me to grade it by 9 a.m., and right now it's 11 p.m.? Fascinating. How does this one work?
Boy, when they get a real job someday, and they're going to be surprised when your paycheck comes 2 weeks later. Right? Like, I worked 8 hours today. Where's my paycheck? That goes on for 2 weeks, and
Yeah,
you're like,
delayed gratification,
Yes,
my
sir.
friends.
Yes, sir.
Delayed gratification. Yeah, that one was special during COVID. That one was frequent.
Okay.
You remember those days, like that, because it was like by the grading, that was like 9 weeks,
Yes.
and kids would go AWOL for quite some
Yep.
time, and then, oh no, I did it, grade it, because the quarter ends tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'll put my life on hold
That was tough.
just for you.
That was tough.
That's
Here's a good one. I always now it's different when I'm where I am now with an alternative ed. This is not as much an issue, but it used to grind my gears when you'd come into a rehearsal and students would be warming up, and they waited until 5 minutes into class. Then they say, "Can I use the restroom?" Like especially like Jazz 1. Like Jazz 1 was always by lunch. Always by lunch. So I understand there's going to be a need to use the facilities afterwards, but not that immediate. And I don't get it. Like you have a 5-minute passing period. You were just in lunch, but apparently nobody uses the restrooms during lunch. Like that's just not a thing. You stay at your table and,
But you got the passing period.
I know.
Just
But-
go.
Right. But it's like get everything set up, and I'm like, oh, do you have a question? Hoping that they're going to ask. I'm hoping they're going to ask a question like, so did you want us to play this marcato with a little bit more lift, or did you want it a little bit more weight? Going back to the bassy tune that we played first semester, that really played off of Frank Foster's arrangement. You're hoping for something like that. Be like, can I go pee? I was like, okay, first of all, we're not toddlers anymore. You can ask to use the restroom, and yes.
Kids ask you to go potty. Do they do that
Oh,
one?
gosh.
That's a pet peeve in itself. Can I go potty?
Yeah, but then you say, I don't know, can you?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I don't even know what to say to that one. I don't even know a good, like, slightly sarcastic response to "Can I go potty?"
Right.
That one, I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Okay, here's another one, and I work on this. This is something that happens in my current teaching, but it has all happened through the years. That every kid every day, right?
That's what they say. That's
Every
what you
kid
say.
every day. Talk to every kid every day. When you see them, shake their hand, fist bump. How you doing? Good to see you, and that kind of stuff. But this one is you see the student every day. You talk to the student every day. But the first interaction, you got a charger? Gosh, that one.
Say hi.
I know, and I don't let the kids get away with that. I don't.
No, you don't.
I don't let them get away, and I don't really care. I have chargers to hand out for kids to use. That's not the issue. Like I have teacher issued chargers. That's not really a bad idea if I have to share one. But when you're like, and the students come in and they have like a little bit of opening time that's free before backpacks and phones are put away, and maybe the student won't interact with you. Some kids are doing puzzles. Some kids are playing games or whatever. And then, boop, we put the stuff away and we get started. And then kids will like wander over to my desk and go, "Can I have a charger?" I'm like, let's try this again. And now at least
try
though,
this again.
I got the frequent flyers and the ones that I've been working with saying, that's not going to work. And they'll be like, "Hi, Mr. Peterson. How you doing?" They'll shake my hand. How are you doing today? Good. Could I please borrow your charger? Backing that up.
There you go.
But the idea, but that would happen like in band. Like
Oh, sure.
kids would run in like, "Can I have a third clarinet part? Can I have a pencil? You got to read." And
Hey-o, chief.
"Oh,
Yeah.
chief. Oh, chief." And kids would ask about that stuff, and it's like, no, there has to be a little bit of
Humanity.
humanity, a little bit of engagement.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I am not your charger depot.
Yeah,
I am not the pencil drawer.
right.
I am a human.
So that
feelings.
is kind of a frequent one.
That one's real. I wonder though, do you think that is maybe how they go about their life?
Just ask.
Like, or just, yeah, like maybe not. Because I don't think that's a specific thing to school, is it? Or is that,
No.
because maybe kids do that to each other.
Right. And at home,
And you're right.
which I imagine some parents would not allow that, and some parents would allow that. Like, Mom, can you make me a hamburger?
Yeah.
Without much social interaction
Yeah,
before
yeah.
that. And that's happened, I'm sure, through thousands of years, right? That's not anything new.
I can remember feeling uncomfortable saying hi to my teachers, like even in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I can remember that. I don't know why. I can't remember why I did or why I didn't want to, or maybe I just didn't want to engage. Maybe I just wanted to keep myself. I don't think I'd say hi to teachers in the hallway. I'm outing myself, but I think that's
Wow.
my. I think
But
that was my
now, as
truth
a
high
teacher,
school.
when you see a student in the hallway, you're like, hey,
Every time,
right.
because it's weird if you don't.
It is weird.
It's like, you got a problem with me? Like, what's going on? Yeah. It's weird. It's weird if you see a student. This is kind of a pet peeve. Okay, this is a pet peeve.
Uh-huh.
When you're like walking down the hallway during your like prep, like not a passing period, and you're in like a really long hallway, and there's like one other person coming, and you're like crossing paths, and that other person just won't look at you.
Yes. Like maybe a student worker.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or a kid going to the bathroom,
Right.
whatever. And they're not doing anything wrong, but you're just like,
And you don't know the student. They
no,
don't know
right.
you.
Yeah, because if you knew the student, you could just be like, hey, what's up? But you don't know the kid, so you're like, you could say hi. Like, usually I know you do that. I try
Yeah.
to do that too. Like, hi. But they're just like on their phone, but they're like looking like away,
Yeah.
so they don't have to make eye contact. I'm like, this is an odd behavior at the moment. Odd behavior.
The disconnection.
Yes.
The
And the purposeful disconnection. Like, I
Right.
am very clearly choosing not to engage with you in this lone
Yeah.
hallway.
Well, it does make me wonder about, just with adult culture. See, I just stopped again. But when we adult culture and like greeting people in a room
Yes.
and saying hello and asking some question before you get going in the process, like I think that's very appropriate to do, and I think it's very important to do, that you acknowledge who's at the table and make sure that you say something to them. And some people, though, you'll be in a meeting and you might not know everybody.
Yeah.
And there's no, maybe two different departments are together, or two
Yep.
different schools or whatever, and there's not like that common unity that you have, and you don't know each other, or your people don't feel comfortable. Like, I'm always surprised if I sit at a table, it could be an event for school or church or maybe a large group, and you're like, at a block party, something like that, and you sit next to somebody that you don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that you wait for a break in the conversation if they're having a conversation. If they're not eating and they're somewhat turned towards you, you can just say, hi, my name's Steve. I live here. What's your name? But I am surprised that many times you'll be in a situation like that where people are just fine with not saying anything and just going on. And I think that's a missed opportunity to like build some kind of community. And I just think it's polite.
It's funny you say that, because that exact situation happened to me today in our PD. Oh, that was weird. I thought I was going to sneeze, and then it just went away. Oh, my gosh. Sorry. Okay, we're back.
It's like an atomic sneeze.
Because I was going to go.
Jack took all the air in the room. I was like, what
I
is
couldn't
going
go
on?
to the right because I had no room, and then I was going to go like right on you.
I could
and
go
I was
right,
like-
left.
I was like, no, I can't do that to him. That's gross. And then it just magically, maybe that's how you get rid of a sneeze. This is like, what a
Fake
tangent.
sneeze.
You, yeah, yeah.
He was like a boxer.
I was. It was like
Okay.
fake out hook. Yeah, it's gone. That exact situation happened today because we were given one of those like funky playing cards with an animal and then a character Do you remember those?
Mhm.
So we got one of those, and they say like, okay, go with your animal person, go with your character, go with your card number. So it's
Mhm.
like 3 different groups you could be in. So I was in the cat group. Shout out cat group
Whoop.
today.
Meow. Okay.
And it was a group of 4, and I knew, I mean, 4 including me. So I knew 2 people. I didn't know the third, and I was trying to come up with her name.
Mhm.
And I'm like, because I know she's worked here for at least a year, but again, like you said, different departments, we don't
Right.
interact a lot. And then halfway through, I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, can you tell
Good
me
for
your
you.
name? I felt really bad.
Good for
that,
you,
Like,
though.
I didn't want to do that. So, but it's just funny that you brought that up, because that was my reality like 2 hours ago. I was like, I need to do this, because this is going to be so tragic if I leave and I don't know her name.
Good. So teachers out there, like when you sit at a table, you should know the people at your table. You should introduce yourself.
100%.
If you're standing in line at the taco truck for free tacos for Teacher Day,
yes.
you should introduce yourself. You should not pretend to be on your phone.
Right.
And I know I'm saying that to adults like I would say it to kids, but it's true though.
I'm with you. I think that the like as a teacher, like we hate it. I know you and I do. I shouldn't speak for all teachers everywhere, but if there's ever downtime in whatever activity and then kids just get on their phones, you're like, no. You're like, no, talk to each other. Like, be with each other. Enjoy the process with each other. And if I'm going to talk that talk, I better walk that walk, right?
Right?
And so I think you're exactly right, because that's how you build school culture.
Yes.
Like, how can you expect the kids to be building culture if you as the adult are not taking opportunities to meet other people in your school? I mean, working in your department is one thing,
Right.
but if there's an opportunity that's like right in front of you,
Right.
take it. I
Well, and
agree.
and to say, well, that's uncomfortable. I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Yes.
That's true. But the
Yes.
idea of doing it and doing it repeatedly and having that expectation does make it easier.
Yes.
But you still have to take the first step.
Yes. You do. Or
And,
someone
and
has to.
welcome somebody to that space. So that would be a pet peeve that we kind of collaborated on.
Yeah,
right
that
there.
was good.
Okay, thank you so
That was
much.
good.
Okay, another one. This is more student-based behavior. Jack, did you do your assignment last night? No. Why not? Well, at 9, my grandmother called and her cat was stuck in the tree, so I had to go help her. And then after that, we had to go to the store because my mom needed eggs. She was making a cake for work. And then when I got home, I stubbed my toe on the basement steps, and I had to disinfect my toenail.
Lies.
Right?
Lies. Speak the truth.
There is a theory, right? If you have more than one excuse, it's probably a lie.
Or
You feel like you have to keep
you don't if you don't believe in your one excuse if you need 3.
Right. Okay, that's true. Like the 3 excuses could all be true.
Right.
But it just sounds like you're really grabbing it if you go for 3
Right.
instead of 1.
Yeah, if you said like my dog died yesterday, I was really out of sorts and I had to deal with that, and in turn I didn't do my homework. As a teacher, if I knew that kid and I there was evidence or whatever, like I know that kid well enough to know they're telling
That's
the truth,
'cause
I'd be
you're
like,
playing favoritism.
okay. But if you said my dog died and then I had a cold,
Yes.
you're like, no, well, which is it?
Right.
Which is it?
I guess I don't like that because it feels like students are like banking up their excuses just to make sure their wall is watertight.
Yes.
And I don't like that. I feel like I'm being manipulated on that instead of just saying this one thing and it's not really necessary.
Okay, this is something that's really bothered me that I haven't figured out.
My haircut.
No, I figured that one out. How do you... Okay, like you and I both clearly agree on the multiple excuses thing.
Yes.
How do we state that clearly to kids? Like, how do we share our logic with that? Because there have been multiple situations where I feel in my heart of hearts that I'm just like, I'm right. But if I try and explain why, I'm like, I I don't feel like I'm doing this well. How do you tell that to a kid? Am I making sense?
I think maybe you could relay real life experience to them. So, you and I used to hang out all the time in the morning.
Okay. Yeah.
In the morning. Not all the time. After 3:20,
we're out of
we're
here.
out of here. But in the morning, you and I used to talk, right?
Yeah.
And you would get here before me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was close, but you would get here a few minutes.
Yeah. No.
Right?
You're right. Yeah.
And
sure.
so I do have I know what time I'm supposed to be at school. Same thing over at Aspire, 7:50 supposed to be there, and I'm doing fine with that. But like every so often, it's like 7:52 or 7:53, and I want to come in. Many different times I've thought like I need to come in and be like, yeah, there was another train, and then I got like there was a detour downtown, which there was because Elkhart. You can't travel in downtown Elkhart.
Elkhart's
right now.
a little spicy
They shut
travel.
it down. So, but there would always be like an excuse.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah.
But I don't say it because I was like, you're going to sound stupid.
Right.
Just don't say it.
Right.
Just walk in and be like, hello, and just
let the evidence speak for
let
itself.
the clock speak
fine.
for itself.
Is what it is. You don't need to explain yourself.
And I think I would relate that to, I think I have related that. Like, you don't need to make an excuse just to make yourself quote, not get in trouble or to not look bad. It's okay if you're like a couple of minutes late and you just say hi and you don't have to cover your tracks. It makes you look kind of slimy, I think.
It does. And it makes the future, anytime you listen to somebody supposedly speak the truth, you're always kind of going, well, really? Or any,
right.
Just let the evidence speak for itself.
So the phrase would be like, own it, right?
I wore a T-shirt that said that the other day.
Own it. So if somebody has something to say, and they're trying to make an excuse, just go ahead and own your choice and just tell us.
Yeah, this is true. That's it. Those were some good pet peeves.
Okay, thank you.
I think those were well done because they're not very much. What am I trying to say here?
I don't know.
They're pretty harmless. I think they're harmless pet peeves, and I bet a lot of people listening that are teachers are like,
I'd be interested to know what some other teachers have about pet peeves and about what's going on.
Oh, there was a good one today going into a staff meeting. Somebody said, as a joke, they're like, well, not really as a joke. They're like, okay, guys, if you don't ask questions, we get to leave sooner from the staff meeting. So don't be the person that the staff meeting is about to end and you ask some clarifying question.
Did somebody say that out loud?
In our small group.
Okay.
That was
which is true.
It was just kind of like nice.
Which is true.
Yeah. So send us your pet peeves, or maybe DM us your pet peeves, comment your pet peeves, and then review the show.
Okay. One thing I have. Okay, one more.
One perfect peeve.
Peeve. Okay. This is driving, but it's
road rage.
I understand road rage, but I really do check myself and make sure that I don't get inappropriately angry for things, right? But I'm always paranoid, thinking the person behind me is looking right at me, because every time you look in the rear view mirror, they're looking right at you.
It looks like they're looking right at you.
But when you look at the person in front of you, you can't see because there's a reflection and there's two panes of glass and you can't see it. But I do get real sensitive about people following me too close.
Tailgaters.
And part of it is because I drive too slow.
You're a slow driver?
I've started doing that more recently.
Interesting.
Like today on South Main Street in Elkhart coming into Dunlap, I was going 30 and this car was right up on my license plate. And I look up and it's 40. And that 10 miles an hour makes a difference.
That it does.
So then I felt self-conscious. I was like, you're going too slow. and this guy's looking at you. He's going to follow you all the way to school. He's going to take your lunch.
He's going to call you a cotton-headed ninny muggins?
No! Okay.
Driving. Okay.
You got to go to lunch, dinner?
Dinner. Don't have to change tonight because it's like finally cold.
Yeah, I'm going to look at my phone because I think it is
61.
Perfect. And this morning, wasn't it like in the 40s?
Dude, this was a cold morning run. Cold morning run. Pulled out the hoodie for that. That was...
Did you have other clothes on too, or just the hoodie?
What is wrong with you?
You did.
I wear a light up LED vest when I run.
You do? Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you do.
I'm kind of freaked out about that because where I run. It's like kind of populated, like that the city, and there are a lot of trains and cars crossing through the train tracks, and it's dark, and I'm like, just like like a front light and a tail light on me. I'm like, please don't run me over. That's kind of how I think. It's good times. Do you take Oliver for a walk today?
No, I've been doing it in the afternoon.
Okay. Oh, so he's probably due. He's
Yeah.
like, Dad,
Dad,
where's my treat?
Dad, do you see that? Dad, I looked at a squirrel today. You want to show me? I'll show you where the squirrel is. Okay. Yeah, it was, right now it's 61 and it's clear and it's got that crisp feeling.
It's going to get colder tonight.
It
Band's going to play about 10 cents flat. And the pit will be 10 cents sharp. So on average, we'll be perfect. If only worked that way.
Okay, well, if you like our content, please leave a review or a like and subscribe. We always enjoy having your feedback, no matter what you have to say.
Steve can handle it.
Yeah, Jack's a little bit more touch and go, but it's okay.
Still working.
Okay, so for Steve Peterson
And Jack Hinkle.
we're out of here.
That's it.